Welcome to day 2 of Vlogmas. Today we're going to talk about my December bucket list, because in December I like to do so many different things. I want to do all the things, however, you know, limited time, limited energy. I just want to make sure I achieve certain things, because although I don't agree with Christmas being a tick list, you know, like, oh, I can say I've done that. There's certain things I do want to do every year to ensure that I have not the best Christmas, because it's not like the end of the world if I don't cross it off, but there are certain things I'd like to do over Christmas, or in December, should I say. So I've got some notes. If you see me looking down, it's because I've written a list of things and I just want to. So the first thing I want to do is on Christmas Day, me and my boyfriend like to go on because we live in the country, we like to go on a bit of a country walk. We'll have like a nice fry up first thing in the morning. So good. And then we like to open some gifts, watch some telly, have the fire on. Like, we have put the log burner on. It's so cozy. And then we'll go on a nice wholesome walk. Put my welly bugs on and just go out. And it's just so lovely. It's a tradition that we created years ago. We've been together a long time. And we've lived in the country for just over 3 years, and we've done this every Christmas, and it's just so nice. I also want to go on quite a few, just not obviously Christmas Day, but there's also I want to get outside more in December, go on them country walks, because I work long shifts. I work 4 on 4 off type shifts, and I'm stuck in the office for 10 hours a day, and obviously then there's travel time in that, and it's pretty much in December, from me getting up in the morning to me getting home, it's I get up and go to work in pitch black, and I come home in pitch black, and then when the daylight is, I'm inside. So when I'm off, I want to get out as much as possible. I mean, weather permitting, obviously, because the weather is the weather. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably wrap up some days, but other days I might just want to stay in and keep all warm. Number 2, I want to bake gingerbread. It's something me and my boyfriend do. It's roughly around the 23rd of December. We always think, oh, shall we make some gingerbread? And you like hitting on the Hallmark movies. It's nice and wholesome. When I say we bake gingerbread, I bake it, he watches it, and he watches me bake it, then he eats it. But it's fun. It's fine. I'm not the best baker. I'm not that type of bird. I'm not oh, let's go and do some baking. And I mean, I like eating. I don't like baking, and that's not the type of woman who I am. Not dissing anyone, but I'm an eater, not a baker. Don't get me wrong, I do love cakes. Number 3, every year I have a list of Christmas films and TV shows that I want to watch. I have the list on my phone and in the notes section, and then when I'm scrolling, this phone, scrolling, and then in the list, I'll watch that one, and then I can tick it, the little tick bit on your iPhone notes, so then I know which ones I've watched that year. The first film I will have to watch without a doubt is The Most Wonderful Time of the Year, with the Fonz. Henry Winkler, I think is called, is the Fonz to me. Showing my age there. 80s baby. Then there's The Grinch. Do you know the Jim Carrey one? Not the cartoon. I mean, I've seen the cartoon, but I grew up with the other one. There's the standard, when putting up the posh Christmas tree, Home Alone 1 and 2. Then I have a really wholesome film that I really like to watch. My boyfriend got me into this. This is probably the first Christmas film we ever watched together, and it's called The Christmas Card. And it's a very low budget movie. It's one of the Hallmark type movies, and it's just a guy in the military who received a Christmas card, and the film goes from there. And it's a nice wholesome film. That kind of Christmas inspires me. So every year, gotta watch that. Oh, of course, there's Mrs. Miracle 1 and 2, standard Mrs. Miracle. That's they're always nice. I've seen that they've done some other ones, but not with obviously Mrs. Miracle herself in it, or maybe it's recast her. But to me, you can't beat Mrs. Miracle 1 and 2. I mentioned Jim Carrey earlier with The Grinch. Another favourite Christmas Jim Carrey film is The Christmas Carol, which I remember going to see that at the cinema with my brother. Not that long ago, I'd say within the last maybe 10 years, but it's so good. Then I've got number 7 on my list, that's 7, is Trading Christmas, another Hallmark movie. You'll notice a lot of my favourite movies are not necessarily the Hollywood type ones. Yes, they're fine, they're all, you know, polished and perfect, but I don't feel that Hollywood do wholesome. Oh, Hollywood does wholesome. I just don't feel that they do that. So a lot of my favourite Christmas movies are the Hallmark wholesome films. Keep saying, how many times can I say wholesome? Take a shot every time I say that over Vlogmas. You'll be very drunk. So anyway, yeah, Trading Christmas. It's about a book writer. Yeah, it's not an editor. It's an author who's, it's like The Holiday, but less polished and less glamorous. And this widowed woman swaps houses with this editor. He's like, you know, a city guy. She's a wholesome small town teacher, I think she is. They swap houses and the film unfolds from that. But it's so lovely. It's so nice. And yeah, it's just a nice film to watch. It's always like that's always like a nice early on, even November type film that I watch. Because there's certain films I allow myself to watch in November. Then the more Christmas Santa-esque films in December. The closer I get to Christmas Day, the more intense with Santa you would get. Speaking of Trading Christmas is like The Holiday, the next film on the list is The Holiday. That you can't beat Jude Law in that. Oh, you know. Sorry, Richard, but Jude Law in that is, yeah, he's a bit of me. It's just lovely. He's wholesome. I don't know. It's just, you know, then he knows what he's doing. But it is a lovely film, and it's got to be viewed. It's got to be watched every year. Me and my boyfriend love it. We're actually going to watch it in a couple of days because I'm going to go see him in Scotland, which you will see in one of the Vlogmases. You'll see me up there doing my thing. So, but yeah, we're going to watch. That's going to be one of the movies that we watch together when I go see him. Now to the Christmas Eve films, because there's certain films I save to only watch on Christmas Eve. They are Arthur Christmas. That has to be watched on Christmas Eve because, you know, that's always like the last film we watch like towards midnight because Santa's coming and it's all about Santa coming. Another Christmas Eve pair of films is Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2 with is it Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn? Them guys. It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original. Is that what they're called? But yeah, they are so good films. So if you're wanting something to the family faves, you know, you can watch them with the family. So if you're wanting to watch any of my Christmas Eve films with the kids, I'd say they are definitely appropriate for children, definitely. Now to the TV shows. So they're the top 10. Are they 10? I don't know. Like I said, I could talk all day just about Christmas films and TV shows alone because that is a big part of my Christmas. You know, on my downtime when I'm chilling, when I'm wrapping presents up, I've got a Christmas film on. As well as I'm a Celebrity because that's when you know it's a lead up to Christmas as well. So yeah, the TV show. What TV shows do I like to watch? Like every British person, who doesn't love the Gavin and Stacey Christmas special? The original and the new one. Or new ones. Is it new ones? Yeah, new ones because then there was, because there's 3 in total. They're just nice. I know nice isn't really a good word necessarily, but it's Gavin and Stacey. So any person who knows Gavin and Stacey knows how brilliant they are and how crazy we went in the last, last year before, when the last Christmas special came out, the last episode. I think we all got, I just think about it, gives me goosebumps because it was just, yes, yes is all I can say to that. If you know, you know. But also, speaking of the Gavin and Stacey Christmas special, the original, one of the things I like is, which is just as good as the main original Christmas episode, is the behind the scenes. Is it like the 12 days of Christmas or something it's called? And seeing how the TV show is made, and so it was just, to me, that's just as good, and that's on the list. So that's a separate item on the TV watching list. Another Christmas special that I love to watch is the Miranda 2014 Christmas special, which I think that's the first Christmas special she did, because I'm not sure if the other ones that she did were classed as Christmas specials, but it's about, all I can say is about the presents. Her presents go missing at the post office, but they didn't go missing. And the only Tuesday. That's the bit I remember about the episode. If you know, again, if you know, you know. Now this is going to take me. This takes me back. This takes me back to sitting down at my nana's house with a hot chocolate on a Saturday night, and watching the Mr. Bean Christmas special. That takes me back, and it makes me feel giddy inside, because, you know, my nana's not here anymore, and it was a time when life was easy, you know, being a kid, you know, exciting Santa's coming, and yeah, Mr. Bean is just, it's just such a simple concept, but typical British humour. It's just so funny. It's just silly. And like the scene with his ex-girlfriend is pointing in the jewellers, and, you know, typical man, I'm sorry, but typical man, back then, he assumes it's the picture. Of course he does. And it's just funny. It's taking the mick out of men. Put in the best way. It's not insulting. It's not anything untoward. It's just silly. And it's also taking the mick out of women, who, obviously, we all want a ring at Christmas. Yeah. Do we all want a ring at Christmas? I don't know. You know, I just want to have a nice Christmas. I don't need a ring. It's fine. But it's just funny. Number 4 or 5 on the list is the Catherine Tate's Nan Christmas special. That is absolutely brilliant, because I know when I'm old, I am going to be Catherine Tate's Nan. I'm already on my way, to be fair. Jesus Christ, she is so sassy. Yeah, she's a nightmare. And I know I am. She's just funny. There's obviously a lot of celebrities that show up. Oh, the best celebrity that shows up in that episode is David Tennant, is the ghost of Christmas present, Christmas plays hard. I think that's what he says, something like that. But yeah, it's such a funny episode. It's taking the mick out of the Christmas Carol and Nan, whacking them together, and you get something. You get something hilarious. And it's just, yeah. So I highly recommend you watching that. I mean, I don't think it's really typically offensive. I mean, there are some offensive things in there, like it depends, but nothing like, oh, you know, you shouldn't say that, you know, because obviously they wouldn't air it on telly otherwise. But it's funny. I recommend it. Please make sure you watch that, because it's just, oh. And the final Christmas film that I really, Christmas TV show that I like watching, which really irritates me, but I love it so much. And again, I watched this on Christmas Eve. Early on, like, this is probably the first thing I watched in the morning on Christmas Eve. And it's Click and Collect with Stephen Merchant and the other fella. It's so annoying, but so brilliant. And I'm sure a lot of fathers can relate to it. It's kind of like Jingle All the Way with Arnie and the real man, like the modern real man. And making a film of that, like, you know, searching for the toy for the child, complaining about the price of it, then having to get it, and the journey to get it, and all the chaos that unfolds. It's frustrating, chaotic, and hilarious. So I do recommend that. It's probably on BBC iPlayer, because that's where it was last time. And I think it was on Netflix last year. I don't know if it's on Netflix this year. So maybe search your streaming services and see if you can find that. So enough of all the viewings I'm going to watch. I've probably spent about 10 minutes just talking about what I want to watch on telly, which is a lot. But, you know, like I said, Christmas is my viewing time of year. The next thing I want to do is one thing that me and my partner like to do, my boyfriend like to do, is because we used to live in town and used to be surrounded by all these beautiful houses with all the beautiful Christmas lights. Now we live in the country, we don't typically have that. People have, you know, Christmas trees and they do things, but it's not the same as in town, you know, where there's a lot of houses, So what we like to do is we like to go and look at the Christmas lights, you know, just drive around the town, look through everyone's window, not in a creepy way, but just go look at all the different Christmas lights what people have outside. There are certain houses dedicated within certain local villages who just go all out, they go mad, and like the whole house it's like an attraction. And like, I think it's like you can donate to charity, they do this, it's for charity, and it's lovely. Like, we like to go see that, and then like seeing the kids get all excited about all the different Christmas lights, and it's just lovely. To me, Christmas lights, Christmas cake, like the light chaos, the decorations, to me that's what Christmas is. Because to me, I spent a lot of my Christmases with my nana, obviously with my parents as well, but she did a mad Christmas, you know, like even with like them foiled decorations, and I see them and it just takes me back to my childhood, and I just think I want some of them decorations. I want to feel that more. But, you know, times move on. It's not a thing anymore. But I will be doing a tour, excuse me, I will be doing a tour of my house, of all my Christmas things, because despite it just being me and my boyfriend, we go mad at Christmas. We fully decorate the house. We don't have children. We don't need children to go mad at Christmas. Why do you need kids to go mad at Christmas? We just go mad. We love it. So you expect a tour in the whole Vlogmas series. I don't know when it'll be. I don't know what day. It'll be whenever it is. And also, whilst we're viewing the house, you know, the lights in the town, at the local park, at the bandstand, they do like a caroling service, and I would really like to go to that. However, due to the next item on the list, there might be scheduling conflicts, or even with work, but I really want to go like Christmas caroling at the park, you know, do some, you know, well, carols and talk to the locals, and it's just so nice, and it's kind of thing you see in the films, and it's just the warm and fuzzies. But so the reason why I don't know if we can do the Christmas caroling is because we are going to be going to London for 3-4 days in between my shifts. Because I think it's a new tradition that we've started. We did it last year, we're doing it this year. Because my partner works away a lot, we like to have like certain things we ensure we do throughout the year. And one of the things is going to London. And last year we went to see a show. We was in London for a very long time. I say very long time, it's like 5 days, which I know technically isn't a lot, but it's a lot when you're walking around. My little chihuahua legs were so tired. But yeah, we're going for 3 or 4 days. I've got a bit of a bucket list. It's kind of more flexible than last time, but we're going to just go to London, soak up the London vibe, soak up some London chaos maybe, you know, because it's going to be busy. We're going towards the end, like the back end of Christmas. So yeah, that's going to be lovely. However, that might prevent us achieving certain things in this list, like the caroling, because as soon as we get back from London, the next day I'm back at work for 2 days. It's across the weekend. So I'm not sure how that's going to unfold, but we might see some caroling things in London. If not, then I'm not gonna be like angry about whether I don't achieve it, you know, because I mean, I have, this is a long list. These are nice to haves, not must haves. Nothing's a must have. I'm not gonna should all over myself during this festive period. I can do that enough throughout the year. I want it to be, you know, everything happens in good time. These are the things I'd like to achieve. This list gives me a bit more focus, brings everything together. And if I don't do it, it's fine. But, you know, we're going to London. I want to see some pretty lights, watch some movies, and winning. And the last thing I'd like to do on my bucket list is I want to go to Brigg Garden Centre. Brigg Garden Centre is just a garden centre here in Lincolnshire, and they just do lovely Christmas decorations, and it's a pretty, what I would call a big garden centre. I mean, it might not be for people who live in cities, but for us, you go to Brigg Garden Centre for the Christmas things. And I'm not necessarily going to buy anything. I'll probably take my mum to the cafe and we'll have like a nice lunch together and just spend some time with my mum. But I just want to look at the decorations. I'll probably treat myself to a bauble or two, but they are, to me, I think they're quite expensive, you know, especially when you go to B&M or Own Bargains and get like a whole pack of things for a tenner, whereas 2 baubles from Brigg Garden Centre can be a tenner, which is fine. Like I said, they go on the classy tray, but it doesn't mean that I can buy a lot of things because, you know, budget, and, you know, I want to be able to do everything. And if I blow my budget all on one thing, I can't do another. It's about balance. But yeah, that's the last thing in December I would really like to do. And I'm confident that I will do this because it's spending time with my mum, and I don't spend as much time with her as I would like. And I'm going to change that, and we're going to start with Brigg Garden Centre. So that's my December bucket list. Some things are a little bit more, I'd say, are the bougie. Some people might think they're bougie. I don't think so. Going to London, people might think is bougie, but they're the things that I am going to do / want to do in December. So let me know in the comments what one thing you would love to do in December. What's the one main thing on your bucket list that you would like to do in December? Let me know in the comments, and let's have a conversation about a wholesome Christmas. And thank you so much for watching day 2 of Vlogmas, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 3. And remember to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye.